Roland? Are you there? The wedding's gonna be starting soon. Are you sure you're gonna have time to get changed and everything? You're cutting it a bit fine here. What on earth is going on? Is everything okay? Please respond to me, Roland. Anything is fine. Will you just let me know you're okay? Everyone's freaking out here because no one can get in touch with you, babe. Please let us know you're okay. We're worried about you.
All right, there we are. That's the divorce papers handed in. All done.
Huh? What the?
Yep, you heard me. Today's wedding is off. Canceled. Boom.
Roland? What the hell are you talking about? I couldn't get through to you for ages. I was so worried. Where the hell did this come from all of a sudden? What are you even saying? Why would you want a divorce? And how could you hand the papers in without my signature? We only applied for the engagement last week. What the hell are you doing? This makes zero sense.
Don't play dumb with me, bitch. It's your fault I'm divorcing you and you damn well know it.
Huh? Me? What the heck? Oh my god, Roland, don't talk to me like that.
You cheating bitch.
Stop it! I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't cheated on you, I swear.
Liar. You had a chance to prevent this, you know. I've been waiting quietly for you to own up and apologize for what you did, but nothing came, so you left me no choice. Quite the contrary. I mean, just look at all those messages you just sent me.
What? You mean the messages I sent because I was worried about you and didn't know where you were?
Worried? Drop the Saint act, you filthy liar. No mention of the fact you cheated on me. No apology, and nothing but condescending commands for you to report my whereabouts to you? Who am I, your freaking son? Your slave? That was the final nail in the coffin for you, woman. You might have had a chance before, but you sure as heck don't now. This settles it. We are done.
How many times do I have to say it? I'm not cheating on you, and I never have.
I know. It was against the law to forge your signature on the divorce papers. But you're hardly in a position to criticize anyone. This divorce is all your fault after all, isn't it? You filthy, lying cheater?
I did not cheat on you, Roland. What will it take for you to believe me? Ugh. Just hurry up and come to the church, will you please? We're never gonna get anywhere flinging crap at each other like this over messages.
Like hell I'm going to the church, you crazy or something? We're divorced now, so we're obviously not gonna have a wedding ceremony. You need to take responsibility for what you did and deal with the consequences of your actions yourself. I'm sure you'll come up with some way to get out of this without everyone hating you. You are an expert liar after all.
Quit calling me that, Roland. I'm not lying about anything. What the hell gives you the right to decide all of this on your own while you leave me hanging at the altar? Today was supposed to be our wedding day, damn it!
You think I'm just making baseless accusations here? I have proof, idiot.
Alright, fine. Well, show it to me then.
I don't need to prove anything to you. The truth is the truth. And ain't nothing gonna change that.
We're both banging our heads against brick walls trying to get our points across to each other here, Roland. How the hell are we ever gonna get anywhere unless you show me the proof?
What is this? Some pathetic attempt to earn yourself time to pull off your next sleazy stunt? You should know when to quit. Things are over between me and you. Oh, and mark my words, bitch. You will be paying me compensation.
Quit speaking to me like that already, Roland.
You better prepare yourself for the hellfire that's about to rain down upon you, you cheating whore! Hey, bitch. I want my compensation. And I want my money back for everything I contributed to the wedding fund. In total, you owe me $5,000. Pay up. I'm willing to be generous and give you a whole 2 weeks to come up with the money. I might hate you now, but there was a time when I loved you. And this is my last gesture of goodwill in memory of what once was. You should be grateful I'm such a gentleman. Whether you go into debt, whether you have to rob old ladies in the street, I don't give a crap. I just want my money. You hear me, bitch? My money.
Good evening, Kate, dear. Oh, good evening, Susie. I'm so sorry for the way my son's been behaving. It's fine, really. I kind of had a feeling you'd feel pretty rotten about it, too. And even though I'm only your daughter-in-law, you've always been really fair to me. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to apologize. Thank you, dear. Oh, your words mean a lot to me. And not just to me, but my husband, too. You see, we know you're not the kind of person to do that, and we don't believe the things our son is saying about you, not for 1 second. That said, and I hate to have to tell you this, but there are many in our family who don't know you as well as we do, and unfortunately that means they believe what Roland's saying about you cheating on him. I'm sorry to have to ask you this, and I'm sure I already know the answer, but I have to hear you say it. You didn't cheat on my son, did you, dear? No way, of course I didn't. Can you think of any reason he might be so confused? Something that might have made him make such a huge misunderstanding? Maybe meeting up with a guy from work or someone in your family, oh, you know, that kind of thing? Well, if I had to say, all I can think of is my brother. Oh, you mean Ben, the tall gentleman I met yesterday? Well, if I remember, he just came back from a very long work transfer in Japan last week. Is that right? Yep, that's him. We went out for a meal the day after he came back to America, but I told Roland about it beforehand. I mean, it really is hard to believe that this is about Ben. Now that I think about it, he and Roland do know each other. Yes, dear, you're right. All right, got it. Leave this with me. I don't know where Roland is right now, but I am in touch with one of his friends. Let's see if I can't get some information on my son's whereabouts. Or more importantly, what on earth this is all about. Right. I'm sorry for the trouble, Susie, but I'm counting on you. Hello, Kate. I'm sorry I kept you waiting, dear. I managed to get some information about Roland from his friend. Wow, nice going. Thanks a bunch. What did you find out? Well, you see, about that. It would appear that my son has made a misunderstanding of such epic proportions that it makes me severely doubt his intelligence. And I say that as his mother. Okay. Now I'm curious, what happened? If it's not a problem for you, would you mind if we met and discussed it in person? I want to apologize to you, your parents, and your brother. I'm so sorry to ask you on such short notice, but I was hoping my husband and I could come over and see you this afternoon. Okay, sure thing. How about we meet up outside that family restaurant near Binglefloop Station? You know, the one we went to before? Let's say 3 p.m.? Oh, yes, I know the one. Yes, that works fine. We'll be there. Thank you, dear.
If you try coming up with some bullshit reason about why you can't, I'll take that as you failing to deliver on your promise. And I have no choice but to start adding interest the longer you take to pay me back. Hey, you think this is a freaking game, bitch? Well, I ain't playing around. Where's my $5,000 and why the hell haven't you paid me it yet? We divorced because you cheated on me. which means you owe me compensation. You clearly have no intention of doing the decent thing by reflecting on your disgusting behavior and apologizing to me. So you left me no choice but to raise it to $6,000. If you don't pay me by the end of today, it goes up to $7,000. You hear me? $7,000. If you don't want to end up financially ruined, I suggest you start doing as you're told, bitch. Boom. Hurry up and give me my money. Hey, bitch. What the hell do you think you're playing at? I just got a $5,000 bill for compensation. I'm not the one who's paying. You are. You don't have some stupid, outdated idea that the woman automatically gets compensation during a divorce, right? You wouldn't be that much of a moron, would you?
God, would you shut up already?
Excuse me?
I take it the mailman had something for you today then? Did you read it properly?
Oh, believe me, I read it. It was full of stupid, nonsensical crap about how I need to pay you compensation, plus all of the wedding expenses.
Which part of it didn't you get? It's pretty simple, actually. Would you like me to spell it out to you like you're a child? Okay, you owe me money.
What did you just say?
I can repeat myself if you like. Anyway, haven't you realized I know everything yet? The fact the letter got delivered to that address in the first place should tell you the jig is up.
Huh?
I know where you've been hiding ever since you dumped me on our wedding day. Your lover's apartment.
Wait, what the hell? How do you know?
Because I looked into it, obviously.
How the hell?
All I can tell you is the people you thought were your allies are not your allies.
Huh? What do you mean?
Let me make this clear to you one last time. I never cheated on you. You're the one who cheated on me.
What the heck? No. But I have decisive proof that proves your infidelity beyond all doubt. Because I took the perfect photo at just the right moment. Huh?
By perfect photo, do you mean this? It was when we were sat waiting in the seats at the front for a table to open up because the restaurant was full, right?
How the heck do you have that? I took that photo.
Let's just say it found its way into my possession after my private investigator and her co-workers did some digging.
Whatever. What do I care how you get? At least this means you have no choice but to admit to the affair now.
No, that was my brother.
WTF?
I did tell you I was going out for a meal with him for the first time in years after he came home from his work transfer in Japan, didn't I?
Sure you did, but you were obviously lying to go out and see your lover. I saw right through you.
Why don't you take a closer look at the photo? His hair is a little different to the last time you saw him, but you can tell that's my brother, can't you? My brother and I have always looked pretty similar. I mean, look at our noses, for crying out loud. How was it not obvious to you when you took the photo?
Wait a sec. Holy crap, are you being freaking serious right now? Oh, man.
Do you finally understand? What a hasty, impetuous moron you are?
This cannot be happening.
I think given the circumstances, I'm being pretty generous with my compromises. I could press charges against you for forgoing my signature on the divorce papers if I wanted to. I could also do the procedures to invalidate the divorce if I wanted to. But obviously, I don't want to, because you cheated on me. So instead of sending you to jail, I'll simply bill you for more compensation.
I can't pay $5,000. What are you, crazy? You must be if you think I have that kind of money.
Sorry, Roland, but that just won't do. You're paying me, and that's final. Given your track record with what you did to me at the wedding, there's a good chance you'll try and worm your way out of paying if I let you do it in installments. So you'll be paying me the whole lot in one lump sum.
I can't freaking do that. It's impossible. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. It would appear your lover had no idea you were married. Is that right, Roland?
Well...
I hear her mom and dad are absolutely livid. I might be letting you off lightly, but I can't promise they won't take action against you.
No, wait, please. Don't do this. Fine, you win. Let's get married again.
Excuse me?
Let's just move past this without any unnecessary drama, shall we?
The reality of how screwed you are still hasn't sunk in, has it?
What?
My lawyer will be paying you a visit over the coming days.
Your lawyer? What the hell? Screw that. I just said we can get married again, damn it.
Cheating means divorce, right? Or at least, that's what you keep telling me when you dumped me on our wedding day.
Well, that's,
Oh, it just so happens that I agree with you. We're divorcing and that's final, so just accept it. And let's not let this drag on any longer than it has to, okay? All further communications will go through my lawyer.
No, Kate, please. My parents are disowning me, damn it. How am I supposed to get by now? Do you plan on leaving me on my own?
Yes.
What?
All right, Roland. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say to you. Goodbye. To my surprise, I received payment for the full amount for the compensation I billed him for a few days after our last messages. To make matters worse for the pea-brained villain of today's story, his pissed-off ex-lover, whom he tricked into having an affair with him by pretending to be single, also charged him for a whopping sum in compensation. Once again, she got the whole thing in one lump sum. How did he come up with the money on such short notice, you ask? Well, I heard he borrowed it from two sisters he was friends with as a kid, who grew up to be highly successful businesswomen. According to Susie, my old mother-in-law, he signed a written pledge to serve their every whim and desire as their eternal slave for the rest of his life in return for the loan. You might think that sounds weird, and you'd be right, it does. It turns out the sisters are known for being mentally unstable sexual deviants with a reputation for being dangerous. Well, I can't think of anyone better to take care of my ex-husband. Anyway, as for me, for a short time I did feel a little depressed about becoming a divorcee barely a week after getting engaged. But they say good things come to those who wait, and 6 months later, me and an old classmate hit it off at our school reunion. Then a year after that, we were engaged. Fate has a funny way of bringing people together, huh? We've known each other since we were kids, and even though I never saw him in that way when we were younger, it kinda just, I don't know. It seems right now. He's super funny, kind, and oh crap, I'm gonna be late to our date. Peace!
Mom, please. I'm in a financial bind again this month. Can you help me out? Didn't we agree last month that I wouldn't lend you any more money? What on earth are you spending it on? On Alice's tuition and stuff. You know, women cost money, right? But Alice goes to a public school. That shouldn't be straining your budget, right? You have a part-time job, right? I understand that being a single mom is tough, but you're receiving child support, aren't you? If you're really struggling, why don't you move back home? No way! I don't want to move away from downtown. Well, you might not have a choice. I know, but I want to keep trying here for a bit longer. I might be able to become a full-time employee at my current part-time job. Even so. Hey, please. I promise this will be the last time I ask for your help. The truth is, I'm in debt. Debt? I keep getting calls to repay it, and if things keep going like this, I might get depressed. I won't be able to feed Alice enough. Wait a minute, what do you mean by debt? Why did this happen? Didn't your father's inheritance get passed on to you? Tell me what you're spending your money on. Breakdown? What's that? Dad's inheritance was spent a long time ago when I moved from home and on living expenses. A few $100,000 can disappear quickly. You said you would save it for Alice's future. Alright, I'll come over and help you reevaluate your expenses. So, why did you need to get into debt? I've been sending you about $500 every month. It's not because you didn't have enough for living expenses, right? Well, spit it out. Dates and stuff and gambling? Dates and gambling? You said you'd quit when Alice was born, didn't you? Since Alice was born, I've been winning more. So I thought I'd spoil Alice a bit. The money you're spending on gambling should obviously be spent on Alice instead. And what do you mean by dates? Do you have a new boyfriend? Well, is he a boyfriend? Why are you saying it like a question? We're not dating yet, but we plan to. He said if I can make him my top priority, he'll make me his girlfriend. He's a bartender, so it's not easy to date him. Aileen, you've really lost it. You're the one putting a strain on the household. If you're going to live like this, I'll take Alice. No way! He said he likes kids, and I want to introduce him to her. If he takes a liking to Alice, maybe we could start dating. What? What do you think Alice is? I've been putting up with your selfishness all along. When you said you were going to have Alice, even though you didn't know who the father was, I approved because you promised to raise her properly. You're always putting Alice second, chasing after men. How many times are you going to drag her through this? Can't help it, I'm falling in love. There's no point in saying more, is there? I'm not helping you anymore. Just bring Alice to me. What? What's that? So you're saying you don't love your own daughter? It's come to this because your behavior is outrageous as a mother. I think we spoiled you too much. But let me tell you, I'm not going to clean up your mess now that you're an adult. You better pay back the debt yourself. Just bring Alice to me. If you won't help me, I'm not bringing her. What are you saying? If I give you money now, it'll just disappear into gambling and drinks for your boyfriend, right? You need to face up to what you've done. Shut up! You're always nagging, it's really annoying. Fine. Take it as me abandoning Alice. Wait, Aileen. Hold on. Grandma? Huh? Grandma? Alice? Could it have been you who called just now? Yeah. I was surprised because I didn't recognize the number. What's up? Did your mom buy you a smartphone? No, she let me use it. Grandma, can you talk now? I'm sorry, honey. I'm still at work. I see. What happened? Grandma, Mom has gone somewhere. She hasn't come home. Where are you now? I'm coming to pick you up. Tell me where you are. I'm at Uncle Mafia's house. Huh? Mafia? Sorry, Alice. Grandma doesn't understand. Mom disappeared and Uncle Mafia came. Then Uncle Mafia said place. He gave me food. Huh? Uncle Mafia wants to know where Mom went. Does Grandma know? I'm sorry, I don't know. Could you let the man who lent you the phone speak? Okay. This is Brown. I run a loan company that lent money to your daughter. I'm Addie, Eileen's mother. I'm aware. Aileen had written you down as her emergency contact. I see. The thing about Aileen is, she's behind on her loan payments. I went over to her house because she wasn't answering her phone. Then I found Eileen's personal belongings were gone and only little Alice was in the house. Alice told me that yesterday. Aileen packed her things and left. You're kidding. Are you saying she ran away and left Alice behind? It seems that way. And about the payment, you're listed as a guarantor, so I need you to pay off Eileen's debt of $20,000. Hold on a second. I don't remember agreeing to be a guarantor. Regardless of your recollection, the paperwork indicates you as the guarantor. Your seal is on it. That should be invalid. You're not a regular person, are you? And taking my granddaughter without permission. I'm calling the police. That's harsh. I just took Alice in to protect her. You might think we're some sort of shady loan shark operation, but we make sure not to put ourselves in a position where getting sued would be a problem. Even if you took this to court, it's unclear whether the loan agreement would be invalidated. Oh dear. Well, it's true we want the loan repaid, but we're not expecting you to do it. It's just that this is our business too, so we want Eileen to pay. When you borrow money, you pay it. That's only fair. Yes, I suppose. So, we would like you to bring Eileen to us. We were thinking of helping her find work here to repay the loan. Get her to come in? You want me to sell out my daughter for my granddaughter? Do you still have feelings for Eileen, who left her daughter and fled? What Eileen did to Alice is unforgivable, and I've been looking into taking her in myself, considering her recent circumstances. But rotten or not, she is still my daughter. I can imagine what would happen if I handed my daughter over to you. I understand that the one in the wrong is my daughter. But it's not really my place to say, but Eileen didn't seem like she was taking care of Alice. When I went into the house earlier, it was a mess. She probably hadn't been doing housework for a long time. And yet, she borrows money for nightclubs and gambling, and in the end, she abandons her child and runs away. I have no sympathy for such a person. I understand. I do understand. But I can't help but think that Eileen turned out this way because of my poor parenting. Oh, Mother. There are people who say that no one is born a lowlife, but even if they're brought up the same way, a lowlife will grow up to be a lowlife. And only a lowlife can judge a lowlife. In my line of work, I've seen all sorts of families. Even families that seem normal to us, where they grew up with both parents. There were plenty of people who betrayed others. I understand. I think you're right, Mr. Brown. I'll call my daughter. So please give Alice back to me. Of course. Please let me know when you reach her. As for Alice, she's getting along well with our kids, so you can rest assured. We have no intention of doing anything to a child the same age as our own. Thank you. And for taking care of my granddaughter. It's nothing. I'm a parent after all, albeit a lousy one. I'll be waiting for good news then. Aileen, I got a call from the debt collectors. They said you left to leave her with us. I would have come to pick her up if you had called. I guess I ended up reaching out to you, Mom. I'm sorry. I don't care about your apologies right now. We're talking about Alice here. Well, I couldn't repay the debt. Then they started talking about repossessing my stuff. I would obviously run in such a situation, right? I'm already doing my best. There's no way I could take Alice with me. Then why didn't you leave Alice with me? I'm telling you, I was desperate. Leaving Alice with you would have taken time. She's slow to get ready and I didn't have time to wait. I didn't want them taking my designer stuff. Packing is such a pain. And you said you wanted to live with Alice and I didn't want that to actually happen. What is that? Alice is just a kid. She can't live on her own, And you left her at home and if it wasn't for Mr. Brown finding her, the worst case scenario could have been a matter of life or death. I was planning to go back for her once things cooled down. You're making too much of this life or death thing. I see. I understand your way of thinking now. So, what are you going to do? The debt collector said your guarantor, Mom, should pay, right? Yes, that's right. That's why I'm going to pay your debt. Really? Thank you. So I can go home, right? Oh, thank goodness. But there's a condition. You have to come with me to repay the debt. What? Why? If you're going to repay it, just go by yourself. That guy is scary and I don't want to see him. You're not a child. You should see your mess through to the end. Otherwise, I won't pay. Then, you and I might be chased forever. But if we go to repay together, it ends there. Which will you choose? All right, I get it. Meet me at the station in front at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We'll go together from there. Yeah. I wonder if I can wake up. You better be there. What on earth? Why did you leave me and go back home? Did you deceive me? A mother selling out her daughter? That's unthinkable. You're the worst. Who's the worst? You, Mom. You didn't even bring the money to repay the debt, and you just left midway. It makes no sense. What do you think is going to happen to me now? Is this what a biological parent does? Have you no heart, no conscience? Aren't you talking about yourself? You never take care of Alice on a regular basis, always gallivanting. When you let me see her, you quickly dress her up in newly bought clothes, trying to look like you're actually parenting. Plus, I will never forgive you for leaving Alice and running away. Huh? A mother needs a break. Leaving Alice was an accident. What are you saying? This is all a result of your actions. It's your responsibility. I have a lot of things I want to do too, you know? There are places I want to go where I can't take Alice. I want to have fun and I want to spend a lot of money. Is that a bad thing? It's not a bad thing. If you wanted to go out, you could have left Alice with me or something. And as for money, you should have fun without spending more than you earn. It's not for enjoying with borrowed money. Other people are still having fun. Why do I have to be the only one to hold back? This is all the path you choose. You decided to have Alice, and even though I was against it, I thought it was impressive. At first, you were really dedicated to raising her. But once you got a man, you left a child behind and started going out. And then you just left the family home and started saying you're going to raise her by yourself. When Dad died and left you some inheritance, you thought you could make it on your own, and you were always nagging me. Don't do this, don't do that, get a proper job. I wanted you to face up to the responsibility of properly raising a child. I can't keep taking care of you guys forever, you know. But you ran away from me, and the only contact was when you needed money. I've done all I can for you. Since I heard about the debt, I've been taking steps to take custody of Alice. I've given up on you. Huh? Are you serious? You're not going to help me? Yeah. I'm really sorry. I promised to properly take care of Alice this time, so please help me. I wanted to save you before I got to this point, but it's too late now. Do you know where Alice is right now? Huh? Isn't she with you, Mom? No, she's not. You never worried about Alice until now, did you? If there had been any words of concern for Alice in our conversation yesterday, I might have been willing to prepare for the repayment. Some might call me soft, but you're always just thinking about yourself. You need to repay your debt on your own and reflect on your actions. No, I don't want to. Help me, Mom. Just as Eileen has no one else to rely on but you, Alice had no one but you. You think I'm going to help you, who can't even help your own child? Alice and I are different, aren't we? Alice can survive if she has food and a place to live, right? I'm mentally suffering. I might have to go through something terrible from now on. You know my current situation, don't you, Mom? I know, that's why. Alice must have been mentally suffering as well. You can survive if you have food and a place to live too. I can't survive. And he was saying he'd be my boyfriend soon. Happiness is just around the corner. Hey, I'm truly remorseful. I'll listen to you, Mom. I'll even go back home. What you need right now is someone else to straighten out your crook character, not me. Good for you, Mr. Brown is willing to help correct your twisted personality, No! I don't want to work for a person like him! If you're truly remorseful, pay off your debt and come back home. Remember how you felt when you gave birth to Alice, when you decided to have her. If you can't do that, I'll really cut ties with you. Alice was brought to my house by Mr. Brown. At first, she seemed scared of Mr. Brown, but she seemed to get along with Mr. Brown's daughter, who was the same age as Alice. It was like her first sleepover, and it seemed like she was having quite a good time. However, the shock of being left by her mother remained, and she seldom talked about Eileen. Eileen, meanwhile, is slowly repaying her debt while working at the job Mr. Brown helped her find. Eileen seemed to wish for a life with Alice, but there was no escaping, and Mr. Brown, who values children, never allowed it. Several months have passed since I can't forgive what Eileen did to Alice, but I still sometimes question whether what I did was right. No matter how terrible a person, Eileen is still my child, and I have seen the times when she cherished Alice, so I can't help but wish she would return to the Eileen of that time. If Eileen repays her debt and truly reflects on her action, I'm considering trying to live together again, taking into account Alice's opinion. But it's tough, I can't decide yet, and I can't forgive her. Above all, I want to respect Alice's opinion and create an environment where she won't be hurt again. If Eileen tries to forcefully take Alice, I will protect her no matter what. Now I want to devote the rest of my life to Alice's happiness. That's the way I can take responsibility right now.